Vedangi, and we
Hi.
welcome you to Pratibimb
Hi.
and to VJTI. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you. In fact, many years ago, I used to have a friend who was in VJTI. This
Oh,
was
Is that so?
eon, and it was obviously a very coveted institute to be able to become a part of. So good for you guys that you are all there, and thank you for having me.
That's so sweet of you.
thank you. Great. So now for everyone who's watching, I hope y'all are doing well and keeping healthy. Welcome back to another episode of Prati Talks. Our guest today needs absolutely no introduction. She has been one of the most popular faces of the television industry. A lot of you might know her as the very dear Jia Malhotra from Shararat. The others might remember her as the loving mother that she played on Sweet Life of Karan and Kabir. Frankly speaking, Shararat was hands down an amazing show, but my personal favorite is Sweet Life of Karan and Kabir. I remember her more as Preeti Jaiswal because I absolutely loved that show growing up.
Exactly, Vedangi. Same with me. When I heard Shruti say it was going to be over, I was like, oh my god, Preeti Jaiswal from Sweet Life of Karan and Kabir. And then I talked to some of my friends that we're going to have Shruti say it over, and they were like, oh my god, Jia Malhotra from Shararat. And that's when I realized the hype that the show still had.
Yes, absolutely.
But for those of you who don't know, her reach on screen isn't just through television. She has acted in some of the most popular movies in her career. Fana, Anubhav, Tara Rampam, Rajniti, Slumdog Millionaire, to name a few. And very recently, we saw her amazing performances in the critically acclaimed web shows The Forgotten Army and Mentalhood, which was a show all about parenting. She's been a model, a video jockey, and a host herself. But aside from that, she's also an entrepreneur, a travel and fitness enthusiast. So, with all your hearts, everyone, please welcome Miss Shruti Seth.
Thank you. My God, thank you for that very flattering introduction. One tends to forget what all you do till you get invited to shows, and suddenly your entire career is rattled off to an entire audience, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I did that also." Yes. It's just a lot to be thankful for, and one can just never ever tire of love and appreciation as an actor. So, thank you for liking all my work. It's what makes everything I do worth it.
Yes, thank you for joining us, ma'am. You look stunning.
Thank you.
How have you been? How has life in general been in the last 2 years?
Well, the same as it has been for everyone, exhausting. It's been challenging. At the same time, it's been rewarding. And when it's life, one has to just keep doing what one needs to do, stay around. So, yeah, you just keep improvising and adapting. That's what everyone's doing, aren't we?
Yes, absolutely. And to be honest, COVID, pandemic, and the lockdown have become those magical words that I absolutely hate now.
Yes, they're not magical words at all.
True.
I swear, even when I hear two of these three words in a single sentence, I'll just quit the conversation. So, ma'am, you've shared some adorable and wholesome moments of your family on social media. How has this period been for them? Especially, you have a daughter, right?
I have a 7-year-old daughter, yes.
Oh, she's 7. So, how's it been for her? Given she's so young and wouldn't exactly be thrilled about staying at home all the time.
Oh, well, actually, you guys are asking me what it's been like. I would really like to know how it's been for you guys because I know how much fun I had during my college days and, the joys of being out with friends, bunking lectures, staying on post-college hours, going for films, trying to collect money to go for a little treat together because everyone just had limited pocket money and train travel, bus travel, just everything, it made that time of our lives so special, and I just feel terrible that so much of it has been stolen away from you guys. And you all have been studying remotely now for over 2 years. The anxiety of not being able to interact with friends, not meet your professors, not be inside an actual classroom, and then so many of you have had to go and give exams in the middle of peak pandemics. I have to say that it's amazing how all of you are still so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And it really goes to show the resilience of the human spirit, and how all of us, when we come together, it's just survival. It's hardwired into us. We don't know how to stop living. It's such a magnificent thing when you think about it. And I think the same thing has been happening to my daughter. Of course, she's much younger, and it's worse for her because she can't go down, she can't meet her friends, and they've a very almost half her childhood has been masked. And there's so much fear in all of us. We can't meet our friends without thinking, "Arey, isko COVID hoga. Arey, what if this person is asymptomatic?" So it's not just taken away the physical proximity with people. I think it's just taken away the trust that we have in relationships, because we all meet with fear, and without actually suspecting anybody, we have to go back home to parents, and they are more vulnerable this time than us.
Yes.
So it's been a strange time, but look at all of you. You're all here and doing a virtual festival. And I know what a festival used to be for college kids. Like Malhar was the thing that all Xavierites waited the whole year for. It was like that one moment to show off your campus and to show off all your skills, and inviting other college students to your campus. And it was just, it was such a thrilling 3 days, and months and months of preparation, and then that sudden emptiness post the festival saying, "Arey, kuch karne ko hi nahi hai." It's amazing how I've done, in the last 2 years, I've been a part of so many college festivals that have been virtual, and it's sad, but at the same time, it's amazing that we just find a way to keep going. So it's amazing that all of you can do this, and I hope these 2 years have taught all of you some important lessons, but I hope they just become a faint memory for everybody, and everyone can have their lives back.
Yes, exactly.
I've
Yes.
spoken a lot, so now I'm not going to talk.
No,
No,
much
ma'am.
appreciated. But
Yes.
going back to we were talking about, you said your daughter has been spending a lot of time home. She doesn't get to go down. So have you taken that opportunity to introduce Shararat and Sweet Life to her?
So
Yeah.
my daughter's not sure if I have magical powers or not. Going to bring
Alright.
guys that I do. So she's always looking at me saying, "Oh my God, did she actually do it?" Or she has no clue.
Yeah, she would love to have her.
She's seen Shararat, she's seen Sweet Life of Karan and Kabir. She's actually watched all my shows, and it's quite sweet actually, for a parent to see their child watch a show that they've done for so many other kids. So yeah, it's sweet. We watch Shararat together, and she really likes all the silly things that happen, and she knows Pam. She knows Simple Masi.
Uh-huh.
And she's
Yeah.
like, "How Simple Masi is so mean to you?" And it's kind of cute. It's sweet, and she knows, Farida Jalal is in and out of my house. Of course, not now, but
Yeah.
she calls her Farida Nani. So for her, it's like,
That's
so she's your nanny also. She's my nanny also. It's quite sweet. It's quite
Yeah,
sweet.
it's very sweet.
it must be a good thing for her to boast in front of her friends.
Yeah.
So weirdly enough, I don't think so, because her friends don't watch her. But I'm just glad that she can enjoy something that I've done, and I've enjoyed so much, and I still get so much love for it. So
Yes.
I'm happy that she enjoys the show too.
That's really sweet. Now we were scrolling through your Instagram feed and we found out you recently became a dog mom. How does that feel?
Oh.
I've never been a pet person. I'm not a fan of animals. And my husband has been trying for years for us to adopt a pet, and I kept stalling and saying, "No, first we get a child, and this, that, and the other." And then, of course, we had a child, and kept saying, "Okay, so now where's the dog?" And I was just, just grappling with raising a kid. And finally, it was, I think it's been this pandemic. Firstly, we've all realized that time is so limited, and we keep postponing things all the time. Acha tab karenge, acha wo ho jayega, phir karenge, And you realize that time is being taken away from you before you can even say Jack Robinson. So you're like, okay, no, I'm not going to wait for things anymore. And actually what happened was, Alina had been asking me, saying, "Mama, I want a pet. And she was initially ambivalent, just like me. Like, she was like, okay, I like dogs from far, but
Yeah.
two strays in our building, and she really took to them. And her friends got puppies, so she kept saying, "Can I have a puppy too? Can I have a puppy too?" And I knew that when the pup comes, guess who will be looking after it? Me. Like
One additional kid you'll have to take care of.
Yes.
so again, I was stalling, and I told her, "Okay, I'll get you one for your 8th birthday, which would be this year." And in November, we went to Kashmir for a family holiday, and we got some distressing news that my uncle was, diagnosed with terminal illness.
I'm
And
so sorry to hear that.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, it's just been hard for everybody. So he's okay. He's getting treated and he's healing. So we're all keeping our fingers crossed. But I think when that news came to me, I just realized that there's just no point waiting to do things. You have to live your life right now. And
Exactly.
I realize now in hindsight that because I've never had a pet, there is such a big part of the human experience that is lost because you're so scared of other creatures. And we're anyway so selfish as a species. We think the planet only belongs to us. We go around, deforestation keeps happening. You're ruining natural habitats. We're doing such horrible things in the name of human comfort that we've forgotten that the planet belongs to everybody. And I think it's important to be able to accept another species as a fellow cohabitant on the planet. And I've only understood that once I've brought one home. And I think while I'm still trying to understand, I'm very, very, very attached to him, and I think annoying. They just have a way of making you love them, not fight it, no matter what you do. But I think I want Alina to experience that early in life. I want her to be okay with another creature, getting bitten, getting scratched. These are things when you are on a planet with other species, you've got to get comfortable with your cohabitants. And just
Exactly.
The amount of people who've written into us because we adopted an indie. They were like, "Oh my God, you've given an indie a home, and it's just such a wonderful thing to do." And I didn't think of it like that, to be honest. But I realize it now that, living for other people is really the best way to experience life. Because living for oneself gets boring after a while. Like, how much are you going to consume? So I'll buy 5,000 bags and 10,000 shoes and I'll travel the whole world. But beyond the point, it tends to lose its value. But doing things for other people is what really, really brings you joy. So I think whether it's seeing the joy on my husband's face because it's something he wanted so badly, or seeing Alina, be raising Alina with another animal, and just seeing this dog treating us like family and looking at us helplessly saying, "Okay, now I've chosen you guys and you're going to look after me." It's all just strangely fulfilling. Like, I don't think I'm doing anything that other people haven't done, but it's just a magical feeling. So yeah, it's still a nightmare though, because very irritating, keeps waking us up. And I just got past like mama guilt, and now I have doggy guilt. So I don't feel like he looks at us looking so sad when we go out. But it's been quite something. So yeah, I am a new dog mom.
Nice.
That's great. I think when it comes to dogs, I can really relate because I encourage all my
Yeah,
friends to get
same.
dogs so that I can go and play with them and then just come back
Exactly.
home, have a good time.
Yeah, it's quite a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay, so over the last few years, we have seen the tide turn towards OTT platforms as people continue to stay at home. Everyone is on Netflix, Hotstar, Prime, and so many other budding platforms. You yourself, having started your career with TV shows, you have seen the transition from television and big screen cinema to OTT platforms. What are your thoughts on this change?
Well, number one, I think it's just a welcome change. It's a good place for actors, for creators, for the audience, because every medium comes with its limitations in terms of the kind of content that it can carry, and because it's catering to different kinds of audiences, and of course, sadly, the lowest common denominator is always the way for all profit making and profit maximizing companies. So while television has had its own, it has been entertaining us for years. So it's obviously here to stay. But I think it kind of got limited in the kind of audience it was talking to. And that is what the OTT has taken advantage of. And now there's just so much to watch. Like, it literally, I think it's annoying because there's something called choice paralysis now, because you're just like, okay, what should I watch? Should I watch Amazon Prime? Should I watch Netflix? I think it's worse. We just watch BB Metro. We were like, or koi option hi nahi hai. But as an actor, as a creator, it is just, it's a boom. And, it has resurrected careers for people. There were people waiting in the wings for years with amazing ideas that had no place to go. And now there's so many places to take them. So it's fantastic and good for the audience because, like I said, choice paralysis, you get to choose. Literally, I believe that Netflix has a way of, the algorithm works in such a way that it will show you exactly the kind of show you want to watch.
Yes.
And it's scary because you think you're watching them, but they're watching you.
Yeah.
They know more about you than yourself.
Yeah.
Their show is keeping that in mind. So it's scary, but at the same time, it's fascinating that, literally you're like, okay, I would like to watch something that is a science fiction love story set in a post-apocalyptic world, and there's actually a show like that. So so great, and I hope that people take advantage of these opportunities and just keep on pushing the envelope and making more and more better consumable content.
Yeah.
I think, as you said it, a lot of creative professionals who otherwise were on the sidelines, because of OTT, they've really risen to the surface and gotten the best opportunities, given amazing performances.
Yes.
So that's really great. Now, ma'am, you have played a variety of roles and characters in television as well as movies.
Yes.
And you've explored a couple of genres as well. In your personal opinion, what do you think is more challenging to pull off, comedy or drama?
Oh wow. I would say it would differ from actor to actor and from show to show. I think comedy comes more naturally to me. I'm not much of a drama queen. I enjoy comedy, but it is strangely enough more difficult to make people laugh than it is to make them cry. And to be able to do it with a flair that looks natural and not forced, because it's so easy to look over the top doing comedy, whereas drama gives you that license. You can go OTT with drama and somehow it doesn't jar as much, but in comedy it can get a bit annoying. So to be able to make people laugh and keep a joke on in your head without it seeming overacted is a tougher thing to do. But I think I've just been lucky. I've had just amazing people that I've worked with that have made it extremely easy to pull off. And it's just such a joyful thing to do. You're laughing and you're making people laugh. Nothing can be better than that.
As you said, I feel it's more difficult to make sure that a punchline or a joke you make, it lands well with the audience.
Absolutely.
You don't get the laugh, it's just an awkward pause. And
Yep.
But you've from the starting of your career, you've done a sitcom, you went on to do a Disney sitcom. So you have a good amount of experience in comedy, which I feel is pretty
comedy
commendable.
circus.
Exactly, comedy circus as well.
It's weird. I think comedy has it's followed me. So I'm like, okay, this seems to be working. Why should I swim against the tide? And one thing has led to another. And like I said, it's great for an actor to laugh and to make people laugh. What can really be better than that?
Exactly.
So, ma'am, as Mihir said, you have played so many roles over the last 2 decades. But what is that one role played by someone else that you would absolutely love to play yourself?
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to go international. For me, my all-time favorite film is The Matrix. And I would love to play the character of Trinity.
Wow, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think everyone would love to see that version as well.
Yeah, we would love to see you.
Well, let's see. Let's hope. Who knows?
Alright,
Yes.
so let's take a quick break from the questions. We're gonna play a small fun game.
Oh, wow.
It goes by the name Millennial Mania.
Oh, no. Please don't ask me millennial.
You might have guessed from the
I'm
name.
very old.
You might have guessed from the name what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna give you a bunch of words or slangs that millennials use in their regular lingo, and you have to make out what each of those words mean.
Okay.
It's easy.
So it's a test of how up to date you are.
cheering you
I'm
up.
not. I'm sorry. I'm not. Okay.
Alright, so let's start with a simple one. The first one is dope.
Huh?
Dope. DOPE. Dope.
Dope. Oh, the dope means like really cool and yeah. Same as you.
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the next one is shade.
You know, I know this. Giving someone shade. Oh shit. Isn't it supposed to be like giving them the snub? Is that what it is? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're close. It's like talking trash about someone. So
So there you go. Okay, so what's
Yeah.
up?
Okay, that was pretty good.
Okay.
All right, so the next one is okay. Now let's see if you get this one. It's drip.
Drip.
Drip. Yes. DRIP. Drip.
Why don't you use it in a sentence?
So that dude has some serious drip.
It's only for food. Or can a girl also have it?
No. Even a girl
Anyone.
can have anyone.
So that girl has some serious drip.
Yes.
Would that be attitude? I don't know. No.
Yeah. No. Not really. So okay.
not
I
really,
figured out.
but it's
It's
close
basically
still.
person with a cool sense of style.
Yeah.
It's more
Oh.
related to the fashion end of things.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Fashion.
All right. I will remember this. I will remember.
That's the new one to your dictionary.
Okay.
Yeah. So next one is rant.
Rant.
Rant. RANT. Yeah.
Rant isn't that like someone who just isn't it like blabbering, like just talking a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not
Yes.
really a slang because it's like welcome to my rant. I've read that a lot. Thank you for coming to my rant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
read that a lot on Instagram. Okay.
Okay. The next one. This is a simple one. It's tea.
Huh?
Tea.
Tea.
Tea. TEA. Tea.
Tea? Like chai?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
TEA.
But how do you use it?
So spill the tea.
Yeah.
Spill the tea.
Yeah.
Is it like spilling the beans? That's
Yes,
what
it's kind of exactly like it's basically gossip.
Ah.
So share the
Wow.
tea.
So we were coffee drinkers because we used to say spill the beans.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yes. Next one is ship.
Huh?
Ship.
Ship.
Yeah.
SHIP.
SHIP.
Use it in a sentence.
You will get it. I ship those two characters.
Like send them off.
Oh no.
No. It means to pair up people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no clue about this. Wow. I have to remember. I should write this down. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just send you all these after
Yeah.
we're done with this.
Okay. Yeah. Please do. All right. Then
All right, we've got the last two left. The second last one is flex. It's an easy one.
flex.
Flex. Yes.
Flex or plex?
Flex. With an
Flex.
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 Yes.
Exactly.
Like flex your muscles. Flex
Yeah, but you don't usually use it in like for flexing your muscles.
So say it in a sentence.
So I'll just tell you the meaning. Flex. Huh?
Will I guess it if you
Achha,
tell?
okay. So
You don't know how to use your own
no,
slang.
I know how to use it. I'm just coming up with a way that doesn't give away too much. So he's flexing his new watch.
Meaning.
He's flexing his new watch.
Yeah.
Showing off.
Yes.
Oh yes. Very right.
The
last-
easy.
Okay.
Okay.
So the last one. No cap.
No cap.
Yeah.
As in no cap, or as in no cap on spending.
No cap.
No, as in no cap. Like the words
But-
no cap.
No cap.
Used in a very different sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
say it in a sentence.
Okay, so I can say Shruti ma'am is the most amazing person. No cap.
No doubt. Is that what it is?
Yes,
Yeah?
very close. It means no kidding. Like I'm not kidding.
For
Okay,
real.
I have to tell you guys, your language is weird.
I agree.
When there are already established English norms, why not come disrupting them with like random words? It makes no sense.
That's what comes when you sit.
Why do you have to make it no cap? Just say no kidding.
We agree with you, ma'am.
That's what happens when you sit inside your homes for 2 years.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
No, that's pretty cool. That was a good game. I think we can conclude you're pretty up to date.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very.
well, no cap.
No,
Yeah.
see, you're learning already.
Yes. Okay. So now I have a slightly different question.
Okay.
It's something that I have always wanted to know. You have so much experience performing, anchoring, and hosting. Do you still get anxious before stepping up on the stage, or have you sort of mastered it now?
I still get serious butterflies every time I step on a stage. Like when I'm backstage, I'm a bunch of nerves.
Yeah.
And then when I come on, it takes me a while to first say, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be. But even while I'm speaking, my head is doing crazy things inside. So there's no getting used to what I do. Even though I get better at it, I don't get used to it. So it's never become what can I say? It is kind of muscle memory, but the anxiety of it, and in a very good way, is still there and that's what keeps the job fun. When you get used to something, like, okay, I'll just go there and I'll blabber some stuff and I'll come back. You start to feel a little dead and jaded. This way, I still feel like I'm doing it for the first time.
Yeah. We can relate it, can't we?
Yeah. This was last night we were, discussing, oh my God, we've got the show tomorrow. And we weren't feeling anything. We didn't have butterflies. We weren't feeling anxious. And then half an hour back, both of us were like sweating and oh my God, let's just stay calm. We'll get over with this.
But now it's so nice. It's very nice talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's talk about your recent show, Mentalhood.
Yes.
For those of you who haven't seen it, it's all about how moms kind of single-handedly juggle between parenting and having a personal life. And ma'am, you being a parent yourself, what do you do to tackle the pressure that comes with the profession and creating balance at home?
So, I don't know where I read this. I wish I could give credit right now, but I'm not being able to recall where I read it. When my daughter was born, there were two things that I remember reading and keeping in mind. One being that the greatest test of parenting is how well your kids can function without you. So the fact that your child can function well in your absence means you're doing the right kind of parenting. And it's the hardest thing to do because you don't want to let go of control, right? You see your mums and your fathers, they want to retain some sort of control over your life, and to be able to let your child go is the hardest thing for any parent. Because you feel like, oh God, now they don't need me anymore. You always need your parents. That is number one. They're good parents and you have a healthy relationship, then yes. But there was something very wonderful. Again, I'm just giving you some context before I tell you where I'm going to go with this. But recently, a friend of mine, her son just went to university and she was obviously very torn up and there was empty nest syndrome. And she shared something lovely that, we tend to think as parents that our kids owe us something because we brought them into the world and I have raised my child and I have done this and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And there's something lovely that your kids just go through you. They have to go through you and you have to let them go and you have to let them live life and have their own unique human experience. You cannot tailor make a human experience for your child. Like, we are all obsessed with curating our kids' childhoods these days because I want to make sure that she gets all the right exposure. But the point is, she's going to be the person she wants to be and the person she's supposed to be. All I can do is give little nudges here and there, saying, okay, no, not the right direction. Let's try this route. And if she still insists on going down another path, then life will teach her, She will learn her twists and turns. Life is the best teacher there is. I think when I became a mom, and of course the initial euphoria started to die down, and I started to miss another part of my life, which was my career and my freedom and my friends and going out and holidaying and all of that. And suddenly I was like, oh, now I'm responsible for another person. I remember reading something wonderful specifically to do with a working mom, is that once you become a working mother, remember there will always be guilt. On some days, you'll feel guilty for not being good at your career because you're being a good mother. And on some days, you're going to feel bad about not being a good mom because you're doing well in your career. But the guilt will always be there. So choose your guilt every day. So on some days, I choose to be guilty that I'm not working as much as I would like to. And on some days, when I'm sitting on a set, I'm sitting with guilt saying, oh God, I'm not spending enough time with my daughter. But such are the perils of being a working mom.
You can only keep one party happy at all times.
Yes. And you have to keep remembering that you have to trust that the time you spend with your child, you're utilizing it well so that in your absence, she's doing well.
Yeah.
That's really beautifully said.
So
very nice.
That's how parenting goes. And
Yeah.
you're learning on the job every day because she's growing and she's becoming a new person every day. And every day she's exploring new things. And I have to find a way to let her in her own way without actively hurting herself or other people.
That was very deep. So, all right. Diving into the next question. We have seen you actively talk about fitness and well-being on your Instagram.
Yes.
Since you're addressing a teenage crowd today, how relevant and important do you think it is to include yoga and fitness in general in one's lifestyle?
Okay, so here's the funny thing. I've been a college kid. I know what it's like to be young. I don't remember it much, but yeah, I remember it a little. But so here's what we do, right? We like to test our boundaries. We like to keep checking, okay, how much can I push my luck? How much can I push my body? What all can I do? Oh, wow, I can be drunk all night and I can land up in college the next morning and function through it. You know, I can go to a friend's house for a night spend and stay awake the whole night chatting, and then we'll just get up and, you know, go back to college and function, and we'll fall asleep and we'll drink lots of coffee. We've all done it. And it's amazing what a wonderful machine the human body is. The good thing, though, is that it's also very smart and receptive. Okay, genetics, being considering that you have good genes. Okay, notwithstanding, what you give your body, it will give back to you. It's very simple. I started working out when I was 15 years old. I pushed all my boundaries, but I always worked out. I always made sure that I ate well, I slept well, and if I was up all night partying, I would catch my sleep during the afternoon, but I would give my body the rest it needed.
Yes.
And I think, I'm not saying that I don't have ailments, because that's, you know, wear and tear of any human cycle. But it's been delayed a lot compared to other people of the same age and the same upbringing and the same, I would say, similar experiences, is because I gave it a lot of good things. It's giving me back good things. So I would just tell everybody that whatever you're doing, know one thing, that one day the switch will go off. Okay, you can put lots of junk into your body and say, oh, wow, look at me, I'm eating so much rubbish and I'm smoking so many cigarettes and I'm drinking and I'm binge drinking and all of that. One day the switch will go off. What happens after that is going to be reciprocation of the body to what you did when the switch was on. So just make wise decisions, keeping that switch going off at the back of your mind.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
I discovered yoga very late in life, weirdly enough. I remember I had told myself I will do yoga when I turn 30. I accidentally came across it when I was 27, and I haven't stopped doing yoga ever since. And I wish that I had started it when I was 3, which is when I started my daughter on yoga.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Nice. That's so nice. I
So
think we
the
should get.
beautiful thing about it is that it will keep your body fit from the inside, not so much the outside, but from the inside. And again, I think, I spent the last 2 years studying a lot about emotional intelligence, studying a lot about human psychology and Buddhist psychology. And I've realized that no matter what you do, eventually nobody else will be responsible for your health but you. Whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, you are responsible for your own health. So choose the thing that you put into your body, choose the things that you put into your mind, and choose the things that you carry in your heart. And they will take good care of you for the rest of your life.
Wow,
So
ma'am. That's so.
I think that conveys it such nicely that you have all the fun you want, but inculcate good lifestyle habits
Yeah.
so that the fun doesn't backfire later on.
Yes. So the thing is that, there's lots of things you'll be able to do before you turn 25. So please enjoy them a lot. Know that one day the switch will go off. So don't push your luck to the point. So here is the I'm going to go into a little bit of bad news because I don't want to keep this sad. But I was telling you about my uncle who just got diagnosed with terminal illness. He was a smoker for many, many, many years. And he ended up having 2 heart attacks 15 years ago. And he quit smoking 15 years ago, but he's been diagnosed with lung cancer now. So the thing is that it catches up.
Yeah.
He smoked those cigarettes. He had a great time smoking them, but now he has to pay back for it.
Yeah.
So just remember that. That's all. I'm not saying there are lots of stray incidents where people stay very healthy and then sadly get unwell. And that's why I said genetics notwithstanding, because your genes, your family history will play a part on a lot of things. But a lot of those things can be reversed, they can be delayed, they can be stalled till they actually have to take over by what you do. So just make wise choices about what you put inside your body, your head, and your heart. That's all.
That is beautifully said, ma'am. Seriously.
Very beautifully said.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Vedangi, you want to continue with this one?
Sorry?
No, I'm just telling her.
Okay.
Vedangi,
Yeah.
you want to continue with the next one?
Huh. Sorry, I was having an issue. Yeah. So the one thing for better or for worse about our college time is the presence of social media. Today it plays such an important part in people's lives.
Yes.
Like people are so invested and influenced by it that they don't realize. There comes a point where it starts controlling their lives. So many people suffer from anxiety and depression nowadays because of it. So how do you cope with the pressure and expectations that social media brings?
I think it's much easier, to be very honest, for me, because I've seen a life minus social media as well. And it's weird because all my friends that I know before Instagram happened was, when I meet them, we never take pictures, ever, because we never did. So it's never a compulsion. I don't feel that this moment needs to be recorded and, put out there into the universe. We enjoyed that time so many years ago, and all those memories are still intact. Our brains still function, thankfully. So we don't need it to be on Instagram. But like I said, it's easier for us because we've seen a world minus social media. Now, I don't know. It's like asking me, asking someone, how do they function without the television, or how do they function without hot water, or how do they function? If you've lived without something, its absence and presence is almost the same thing. But if you've been born into a time where it is such a big part of your existence, it's much harder. The point is, though, that here's what, these are my 2 bits. They're not, I'm not saying that I don't fall prey to it. I have a harder time because it's an extension of my career, And even though sometimes I don't want to do stuff, I have an agency calling, ma'am, you haven't posted today. Ma'am, you must put a reel out. And I'm just like, oh God, I can't think of enough stuff to put out there. But I have to do it. For me, it's a job.
Yes.
So I can't even choose not to do it.
Yeah.
Because the one worst part about being an actor is becoming oblivious, becoming pushed into oblivion. Like, oh my god, what if people forget me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a big part of who I am. I can't handle becoming a nobody, which is why I started studying Buddhist psychology in the first place. But I think it's like, okay, so let me give you a simple analogy. It may not work. It's like eating dessert. Yeah, you eat chocolate and it feels nice, right?
Yeah.
But you know that if I have too much chocolate, it's going to harm me.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm aware that if I let this take control of my life, then it's going to take control of my life, or I can choose to control it, so I can enjoy it in the kind of measure it should be enjoyed. And the fact that who you are in the real world has to always matter more. That has to be the primary thing, right? You can be an
Yes.
amazing person on Instagram, but you're an awful person in the real world. That doesn't mean anything. One day that cloud might just burst and then you will be a nobody. So for me, I think also because I'm saying, given the fact that I function on vanity as a source of oxygen, for me, what I am in the real world matters so much more than what I am virtually. I think I keep the checks and balances in place.
Yeah.
And again, a very big part of my life is still my real life.
Yes, that is without. So I think that's where you're right, because ever since social media has gotten hold of us, the real element of any friendship, any relationship has started sort of vanishing away. People are turning more and more superficial then.
So I think so long as you realize it, and I think okay, so here is one basic thing that one must remember. I know you all are very young and your egos are still building. Okay, here we are trying to suppress the ego. So thumb rule that one must follow in life. Okay, while your ego is your sense of self and sense of worth, the one thing that will only try and protect you from the reality of life. It will spin stories and it will tell you things so that you always be sheltered from all the shit going around. That is not true, right? We perceive things the way we want to see them. The idea is to see things for what they are. When I fight with a friend, I am hearing the conversation the way my ego wants me to hear it. Oh, she's saying this because she wants to hurt me. She's saying this because she's jealous of me. She's saying this so that she can make me feel. I'm making the whole conversation about myself. But is she really? Or is she just saying things? And I'm hearing it because that's how my ego is playing it for me. So, for as long as one realizes that the ego is just a primary tool to save us from all things that could potentially harm the brain and cause us pain, anything that feeds the ego has to be watched carefully. And that's all social media does. It is only feeding your ego. So find things that suppress the ego and you'll see things more clearly. Do things that are hard. Do things that are difficult. So you keep remembering, I am merely human.
Yeah.
And I am capable of making mistakes. And I have to keep learning new things. And I will never know everything. You will never have the perfect life even for Instagram.
Yes.
It's really like, your mind is like your biggest enemy unless you control it. And
it's the whole master-slave relationship, right? Either you let your mind enslave you or you stay the master of your mind.
Yeah. That's, I think, where a lot of people find difficulty and then end up giving in.
No, and social media just feeds the weakest part of your brain. That's all it's doing. I'm feeling like shit. I'm going to see someone on holiday and say, oh, so this person is posting so they can make me feel bad. No, they're having a good time. They don't even care how you're feeling. Nobody cares how you're feeling. So here's again another quote that I get very upset when I cannot remember the people who quote awesome stuff. But there was this thing that said that they found the center of the universe and it's not true.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
We are the center of our own universes. We make sure that everything happening around me is happening, so it feeds me. But it's not.
It's just making you more and more toxic every day. That's it.
Exactly. People are not thinking about you because they're too busy thinking about themselves.
Themselves. So
So when
true.
I'm posting something, I'm not
Yeah.
posting with the intention of upsetting you. I'm posting it to feed my own ego. Just remember that.
Right.
And I'm making
Yeah.
my life look really fancy because my ego wants to do that for me. I don't care about you. I don't have time. I'm too self-involved. When you remember that, it'll stop hurting you. And then you will understand, okay, so this is the tool for me to have fun with my day. I feel like taking a nice picture of a sunset because I enjoyed it. And I feel like sharing it with people. How they interpret that photograph is not my problem. It's their problem. So,
Exactly.
as long as you remember that you have the control so far. I don't know what technology will do in the future, but right now you still have control. I can choose not to pick up my phone. I can
Yes.
choose to disable Wi-Fi. I can choose to switch off mobile data. And there, boom, social media is a non-entity in my life, and I'm here with real people in a real space. So the control is still in your hand, which is why I said The Matrix is my favorite film of all time.
Oh, yes.
It was an insane reality check, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now
Very.
we'll
The
move
phone
on to
doesn't land. It doesn't walk up to me and say, "Here, hold me."
yeah.
I consciously choose to switch it on and surf the internet. But I can consciously put it down and say, I don't want it anywhere near me. And I'm present
Yeah.
here right now in this conversation.
Yes. So I think with this,
Yes.
we'll just hop on to our next segment. Again, it's a very simple game. I'm going to give you 3 words that point to a movie, and you have to guess the correct name of the movie from those 3 words.
Oh, dear God. Okay.
For example, if I say friendship, Goa, and reunion, the correct
Dil chahta hai.
Yes.
spot on. So it's a short game. We'll start again with a simple one.
Okay.
Women, India, 70 minutes.
Chakte.
That's what I get.
Yes. Okay. So next one, Kashmir, tour guide, blind.
Fana.
Yes.
We were hoping to trick you on this one, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one is camera, murder, and memory loss.
Gajni.
Yes.
That was
That
good.
was so nice. It looks like you know your movies pretty damn well.
Yeah.
Well, I would just say you guys went easy on me. Thank you.
So before today's show, we asked some of the audience members to send in a couple of questions they wanted to ask you, and we've shortlisted 5 of them, which honestly I think people would be really interested in knowing. So the first one is, if you had the magical powers of Jia Malhotra for one day, what would you do?
Oh, wow. Right now, I would say I would just be done with bloody coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I think
otherwise-
everyone agrees with you on this one.
Otherwise,
Yes.
I wish I could stop war.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is one thing you want to be known for apart from acting and anchoring.
I think I would say as wow, that's a tough one, actually. I think I would, of course, want to be known as a person who just had some impact in your life, even if it was even through a show or through a conversation or something
Yeah.
that makes you remember me with a smile. I think that's the most important. But I hope the world remembers me through my daughter and maybe my doggy. I don't know.
That's so sweet.
Okay, the next one is, you've been interviewed so many times. What's the one question you wished someone would have asked you but never did?
This question.
Fair enough.
Okay. The next one, weirdest fan encounter you have had.
There's just too many. But let me tell you guys. So here's. I'm sorry, I find my own life very amusing.
No, we really want to know the story now.
So, the funny thing about being an actor and encountering people, okay,
Mhm.
while you keep inflating your ego, people in their own sweet way manage to deflate it all the time. They do it with the best intentions. I meet people and they're like, ma'am, oh my God, you look so much nicer in real life. And I'm always like,
That is
or things like, ma'am, you look so much nicer on TV. I'm like, are you telling me I don't look nice?
shame on those people, honestly.
Ma'am, you look so amazing.
Or you look so much nicer with makeup on. But I must tell you one very, very flattering incident. I was offered, I got a very earnest email from a gentleman once to come and inaugurate his fish shop. Okay?
Okay.
Opening a fish shop. And he told me, I would love for you to come and inaugurate my fish shop. And as a vote of thanks, I will give you 2 fish.
That's humbling.
I was just like, I have achieved my life's purpose. And for me, that day, I was like, okay, this is what I really am. This is how a person perceives me. And he thinks I would actually land up at his shop to cut a ribbon so I can get 2 fish.
2 fish. Okay, so we have a last one.
I kept in good balance all through my career.
The last one is any upcoming projects that you could share with us.
Yes. Currently, there's a show that I just hosted on First Post called 9 Months, which is a show on parenting. I don't think that will really interest you guys, but you can watch it just for academic.
You never know.
Parenting information will help. And I have another show which is going to be out soon with Jaideep Alawat and Zishan Ayub, which will hopefully be on air in the next couple of months. I think it's called Secrets. And it's a very, very interesting remake of a Scottish show on BBC.
Okay, well, we're really looking forward to seeing that.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a dark comedy, if I may say so.
Wow.
Okay.
We are excited. Okay, so as we approach the end of this conversation, do you have a parting message for the audience so that they have something they can carry forward from today's session?
Oh, well, it's the same jargon that everyone's been giving for the last 2 years. Your life is now. And you have no reason to not live it to its absolute fullest. So please, please, please live your life well. And when I say well, I mean stop and enjoy beautiful sunsets, listen to a song so you may learn the lyrics, have a conversation with a friend till you laugh and your stomach gets stitches, and cry into your pillow when you feel like it. Hug your parents tight. When you get a chance to meet people, savor that moment, because we've seen a lockdown. We know what it's like. So when you're with people in real life, be present. Don't be on your bloody phone. Stop trying to put stuff on Instagram. Do it when you're alone and you're in the house locked up. Please use Instagram at that time. But when you're with friends, be there, be present in that moment. And everything does not have to be documented. So long as it registers here, that's all it means. So let it sink in. Let those memories become a part of your life now. Instagram will fade away and new things will come on. So if you store everything on social media, you may not be able to remember it when it's all gone. So yeah, the internet will die. On some days you will not have Wi-Fi and stupid shit like that will keep happening. You need to keep going back to your memory palace in your brain and remembering things. So be present and be present now. That's all.
Yes, wow, that is so true and worth remembering.
Now we can see a lot of people in the chat box having a special request for you to say the Vring dialogue.
Yes, please.
Okay, Shring, Vring, Sarvaling, Bhoot, Bhavishya, Vartaman, Badling. He's saying bye.
Honestly, ma'am, it was so refreshing to talk to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I think the audience already seems to have loved it. And
I'm very
it for
sorry
sure.
that you all are going through what you're going through. And I hope it makes you all better people. And I hope it makes you kinder people. And it makes you more empathetic people. When you suffer pain in whatever form, only 2 things can happen. Either it will turn you into a harsher person, but your pain will not go down. So remember that. or it will make you a kinder person because you've known pain. So then you'll think twice before hurting someone. And I hope that's the route you take. So I hope you all become nicer and kinder. The world can do with better people in it. So be those guys, all of you. And have an amazing, amazing year. All the very best. May you all succeed and have the lives that you all dream of. And may you make lots of friends, and may they carry you through life and whatever life has to bring in the years to come.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. We wish you luck for all your future projects and endeavors, and hope you and your family stay safe. Thank you
guys
for
stay
being
safe
with
too,
us.
and my love to you guys and to your friends and to your family members. Please, all of you, stay safe.
We really hope to meet you soon again in our college, hopefully offline this time.
Yes,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. Soon.
And for that to happen, guys, please take the necessary precautions, get vaccinated, wear your masks properly, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much for tuning in. These are your hosts signing off.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great day, everybody.
You too, ma'am. Thank you.
Fuck on again.
Amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing.
Yes.